Hey, it's Nasiru here again today. Today I want to talk to you about a fundamental question that I had always asked. This question is, where does foresight come from? I want you to think about it. Think about it with me. I will ask the question again. Where does foresight come from? So most of the time when I ask people where do they think foresight come from, the obvious answer is they think it comes from the eyes, from what we see, because it is the eyes that projects what we see. So they say, hey, it's come from the eyes. But also, if you imagine like what Helen Keller once said, the seeing see little, and that is absolutely true, that a lot of people sometimes they don't tend to fully consciously engage with what is around them, So, but on top of that, also if you think about, if you close your eyes, can you still imagine the future or not? Close your eyes just like I did now. Are you able to still imagine the future? Yes. So the point being that although there is a form of foresight that comes from the eyes, it's not only limited to what we see. So our mind can also speculatively imagine the future, and probably perhaps what the mind imagine about the future might even be a lot more in terms of depth compared to what we actually see, because imagination has no limit, but perhaps the eyes, what you see, has limits. But that is not it. I want to take you to another level where I think that is where the actual foresight comes from. And this is very much less talked about. And I would argue that actually foresight comes from the gut. So we've gone from the eyes to the mind, and now we've gone to the gut. Now, the reason why I say that it comes from the gut is it takes a lot of courage for someone to even allow themselves to imagine a certain future. Now, that is absolutely crucial, because without having the ability having the courage to allow yourself to imagine a certain future, then you cannot actually imagine it. And even if you allow yourself in your mind to imagine a certain future, it takes a lot of courage that comes from the guts to be able to take the next step and act towards that desired future that you anticipate. And hence why you hear the saying gut feelings, for example. So I do feel that strongly. This idea that foresight is limited to what you can see is quite very limiting. If you want to enjoy the full benefit of what foresight is and want to engage fully in mastery of the future, you need to allow your foresight to come from the guts. And sometimes courage to think about the certain future requires certain practice. Thank you very much. If you find this useful and helpful tips, please share with friends. Thank you very much.